The wait is over. Bruno Mars is officially back on stage today, and the second half of the romantic tour is about to explode back into life at one of the biggest stadiums in the United States. After weeks of anticipation following the European and UK leg, Bruno Mars returns to America on August 21st, 2026, for the opening night of the US Leg 3 at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. And this is not just another concert date. It is the beginning of a massive new chapter for the romantic tour, with Bruno joined by two highly anticipated special guests, Anderson Paak performing as DJ Pee Wee and British singer-songwriter RAYE. Tonight, MetLife Stadium becomes the center of the Bruno Mars universe. Before we get into everything happening around this comeback, make sure you subscribe, turn on notifications, and tell us in the comments. Are you ready for Bruno Mars to return to the US? Because there is a lot more happening around this opening night than just another stadium performance. Bruno Mars is back. And after everything that happened during the European and UK shows, fans are now watching closely to see what changes, what stays the same, and what surprises Bruno has prepared for the American leg. The romantic tour has already established itself as one of the biggest concert stories of 2026. From sold-out stadiums to unforgettable guest appearances, viral concert moments, spectacular fashion, emotional performances, and fans singing every word back to Bruno, the tour has continued to generate enormous attention across social media. But tonight is different. This is the reset. This is the moment when the tour crosses the Atlantic once again and returns to the United States. The location could hardly be more significant. MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey, is one of the most recognizable stadium venues in the New York metropolitan area. And for a global superstar like Bruno Mars, opening the second half of the US tour there creates the perfect combination of scale, energy, and anticipation. As the gates open, thousands of fans are expected to flood into the stadium, with the atmosphere building hour by hour. Outside the venue, Bruno Mars fans are gathering in their concert outfits, taking photos, sharing videos, showing their tickets, and documenting every moment of what has become a major music event. And inside the stadium, the anticipation is even bigger. The stage is ready. The production is ready. The musicians are ready. And Bruno Mars is ready to step back into the spotlight. But there is one major question. What exactly will Bruno change for the US return? That question has been hanging over the tour ever since the European and UK leg concluded. The romantic tour has already gone through dozens of performances, and Bruno has developed a show that combines old-school showmanship with modern stadium production. The setlist brings together some of his biggest hits, newer material, silk sonic moments, emotional ballads, dance-heavy performances, and the kind of audience interaction that has become a defining part of his live concerts. But Bruno Mars is not an artist who simply repeats a show without evolving it. Small changes can create completely different reactions. A new outfit, a different transition, a surprise song, a guest appearance, a change in choreography, a different arrangement. Even a spontaneous moment between Bruno and the audience can become the biggest viral clip of the night. And that is exactly why tonight's MetLife Stadium show is being watched so closely. Because fans are not simply returning to see a concert. They are returning to see what comes next. During the European and UK portion of the romantic tour, Bruno Mars delivered several memorable moments that quickly spread across social media. Stadium audiences in Madrid, Milan, London, and other major cities experienced a show that continued to evolve throughout the journey. The Wembley Stadium performances, in particular, created huge online attention, with Bruno bringing his signature energy to one of the most famous concert venues in the world. Now the same production is coming home. And there is another reason this particular opening night is attracting attention. Anderson Paak is returning. For longtime Bruno Mars fans, that name immediately carries another meaning. Silk Sonic. The partnership between Bruno Mars and Anderson Paak produced one of the most celebrated modern retro soul projects of recent years, and their chemistry on stage remains one of the most recognizable collaborations in contemporary pop and R&B. But this time, Anderson Paak is not simply appearing as Silk Sonic. He is scheduled to perform as DJ P.We. That distinction matters because DJ P.We represents a completely different side of Anderson Paak's musical personality. His DJ performances are built around rhythm, soul, funk, hip-hop, and an infectious party atmosphere. And placing that energy into the opening night of Bruno Mars' US Stadium return creates a powerful musical setup before Bruno even takes the stage. Imagine the atmosphere. The lights begin to change. The stadium gets darker. The crowd starts getting louder. DJ P.We takes control of the energy. Then, after the opening performance, the anticipation builds toward the moment everyone has been waiting for. Bruno Mars appears, and the entire stadium erupts. That transition alone could become one of the defining moments of the night. But Anderson Paak is not the only special guest. RAYE is also part of the MetLife Stadium lineup. For RAYE, appearing at such a major stadium event represents another important moment in her rapidly expanding international career. Known for her powerful vocals, emotional songwriting, jazz and soul influences, and genre-blending approach to pop music, RAYE has developed a distinctive identity that stands apart from the traditional mainstream pop formula. Her presence adds another musical layer to the opening night, and that combination is fascinating. DJ P.We brings the party, RAYE brings the vocal power, and Bruno Mars brings the full stadium spectacle. Three very different performers, one massive night. And that is where the story becomes even more interesting, because Bruno Mars' return is not happening in isolation. It comes at a moment when interest in his music is already extremely high. His catalog continues to dominate streaming platforms, his biggest songs remain deeply embedded in global pop culture, and his live performances continue to attract massive audiences across multiple generations. Songs like 24K Magic, Uptown Funk, That's What I Like, Locked Out of Heaven, Just the Way You Are, When I Was Your Man, Grenade, and Treasure remain instantly recognizable around the world. At the same time, Bruno's newer era has introduced another side of his artistry. The Romantic era has given fans new material while allowing him to maintain the classic performance style that made him one of the world's most recognizable entertainers. And that balance is one of the reasons the Romantic tour has become such a major conversation in 2026. Bruno is not relying exclusively on nostalgia. He is not abandoning his greatest hits either. Instead, the show connects different eras of his career into one massive live experience. That makes the US return particularly important, because American audiences have been waiting. The European and UK leg gave international fans the opportunity to experience the latest evolution of the Romantic tour. Now the spotlight shifts back to the United States, and MetLife Stadium is first. Think about what that means. One of the world's biggest pop stars returns to one of America's biggest stadium stages, in the New York and New Jersey region, surrounded by fans who have been waiting for this exact moment. This is not simply a date on the calendar. It is the opening chapter of the next phase. And there is another detail that makes tonight especially fascinating. Bruno Mars has a reputation for turning concerts into events that feel larger than the music itself. His shows are built around precision, but they also leave room for spontaneity. The choreography is highly rehearsed. The band is exceptionally tight. The production is carefully designed, but Bruno knows how to react to a crowd. And New Jersey crowds are known for bringing serious energy. So the question becomes, how loud will MetLife Stadium get when Bruno walks onto that stage? Because there is a huge difference between watching Bruno Mars perform through a screen and standing inside a stadium filled with tens of thousands of people singing the same chorus at the same time. That is the magic of a stadium concert. The audience becomes part of the performance, and Bruno Mars understands that better than almost anyone. As the night progresses, fans will be watching every detail, every outfit, every song, every dance move, every interaction, every guest appearance, every unexpected moment. And in the social media era, a single 5-second moment can change the entire conversation. One camera angle can go viral. One fan video can reach millions of views. One surprise can dominate TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and X before the concert has even finished. That is why opening night is so important. It establishes the tone. It tells fans what the US leg is going to look like. And it gives everyone watching from around the world a preview of what could happen at the upcoming shows. But here is the part fans may want to watch most closely. Will Bruno introduce any changes to the set list? Will the US leg feature different arrangements? Will special guests appear at future shows? Could there be more surprises as the tour continues? We simply do not know yet. And that uncertainty is exactly what makes tonight so exciting. Because Bruno Mars has already shown that the romantic tour can evolve from one night to another. The European and UK shows proved that the production can create completely different memories depending on the city, the audience, the venue, and the special guests. Now the United States gets its turn. And tonight, MetLife Stadium is the testing ground. The countdown is almost over. Fans are entering the venue. Phones are coming out. Concert cameras are ready. Social media feeds are filling with Bruno Mars content. The stadium lights are waiting to go dark. And somewhere behind that massive stage, the man everyone came to see is preparing for his return. Bruno Mars. August 21st, 2026. MetLife Stadium, East Rutherford, New Jersey. The romantic tour is officially back in the United States. And this is only the beginning. Because once the opening night ends, the conversation will immediately move to the next question. What will Bruno Mars do next? The US Leg 3 schedule now becomes the next major chapter of the tour, and every performance creates another opportunity for a viral moment. A surprise guest, a memorable outfit, an emotional performance, or a completely unexpected interaction with the audience. That is the beauty of following Bruno Mars live. You can know the set list. You can know the venue. You can know the opening acts. You can even know the production. But you still cannot predict the exact moment that everyone will remember. And tonight, that moment could happen at any second. Maybe it will be Bruno's entrance. Maybe it will be the first massive sing-along. Maybe it will be a performance of one of his biggest hits. Maybe Anderson Paak will create an unforgettable DJ P.we moment. Maybe RAYE will deliver the vocal performance that becomes one of the night's biggest clips. Or maybe Bruno will simply walk onto the stage, look around at the MetLife Stadium crowd, smile, and let the audience do the rest. Sometimes that is all it takes. Because Bruno Mars does not need to manufacture excitement. The anticipation is already there. After weeks away from the US stage, the demand has already built. Tonight, that anticipation finally gets released. And when the first notes hit the stadium, the wait officially ends. The romantic tour is back. The lights go down. The crowd gets louder. And Bruno Mars takes the stage. For everyone inside MetLife Stadium, it will be a concert. For everyone watching online, it will be the beginning of another wave of Bruno Mars moments. And for the tour itself, it marks something even bigger. A new chapter, a new audience, a new run of stadium shows, and another opportunity for Bruno Mars to prove why his live performances remain among the most anticipated events in global pop music. So if you are watching this before the show begins, remember this moment. Because in just a few hours, the internet could be completely flooded with footage from MetLife Stadium. Bruno Mars is back in America, and the romantic tour has officially entered its next era. The stage is ready. The guests are ready. The fans are ready. New Jersey is ready. Now there is only one thing left to do. Let the show begin. And if tonight's opening performance is anything like what Bruno Mars has delivered throughout the romantic tour so far, this could be a night that fans will be talking about long after the final note. This is Bruno Mars. This is the romantic tour. This is MetLife Stadium. And the US comeback starts now. If you are excited for Bruno Mars' return, hit the like button, subscribe for more updates, and leave your prediction in the comments. What do you think will be the biggest moment of the MetLife Stadium opening night? Because this is only the beginning. The romantic tour is officially back. And now, as the first US show of this next chapter begins, the attention surrounding Bruno Mars is only getting louder. There is something different about the atmosphere when an artist returns to a familiar market after performing across the world. The audience already knows the songs. They know the choreography. They know the moments that have become legendary throughout the tour. But at the same time, they are arriving with a completely different kind of excitement because this is the first American stadium show since the tour moved through its European and UK chapter. That makes MetLife Stadium more than a location. It becomes a statement. Bruno Mars has returned to the United States, and the romantic tour is entering its next phase with enormous expectations surrounding every detail of the production. Fans have been tracking everything, from the stage preparations to the arrival of the touring crew, from rehearsal activity to the special guests. Every small update has generated discussion online. And once the stadium doors open, that attention becomes almost impossible to contain. This is what happens when Bruno Mars goes into stadium mode. The scale becomes enormous. The audience becomes part of the spectacle. And every song has the potential to become a massive sing-along. But there is one thing that makes this US return especially interesting: the contrast between the familiar and the unexpected. Fans know Bruno's biggest hits. They know his performance style. They know the energy he brings to the stage. But they do not know exactly what will happen tonight. That uncertainty is where the excitement comes from. Bruno Mars has always been an artist who understands the value of anticipation. He knows that sometimes the most powerful moment is not the performance itself, but the few seconds before it begins. The lights go down. The crowd realizes what is happening. The screams become louder. The band prepares. And then Bruno appears. That moment has happened countless times throughout his career, yet it continues to feel completely different every time. Tonight, thousands of fans at MetLife Stadium will experience that feeling together. And millions more around the world will be searching for clips, updates, reactions, and highlights from the opening night. That is the modern Bruno Mars concert experience. The show happens inside the stadium, but the conversation happens everywhere. A single performance can become a trending topic. A surprise interaction can become a viral video. A guest appearance can generate headlines within minutes. And a powerful vocal performance can remind an entire generation why Bruno Mars remains one of the biggest entertainers in the world. Now add Anderson Paak to that equation. The appearance of DJ P creates a fascinating connection to Bruno's musical history. Bruno and Anderson have already demonstrated how powerful their chemistry can be. Their work together through Silk Sonic created a distinct sound built around classic soul, funk, R&B, and modern production. But Anderson Paak's DJ P persona brings something different. It allows the opening atmosphere to become a celebration of music itself. Instead of simply functioning as another support performance, DJ P can transform the stadium into a giant dance floor. That energy is exactly what you want before a Bruno Mars show. Because when Bruno eventually arrives, the audience is not starting from zero. The energy has already been building. The stadium is already alive. And that makes the transition into Bruno's set even more explosive. Then there is RAYE. Her presence adds another dimension to the night. RAYE has developed a reputation for combining pop, soul, jazz, R&B, and deeply personal songwriting into performances that can move quickly from intimate to powerful. For fans discovering her through this tour, the MetLife Stadium appearance could become an important introduction to her music. And for existing RAYE fans, seeing her perform on a massive stadium stage alongside Bruno Mars represents another significant milestone. The combination of RAYE, DJ P. and Bruno Mars makes this opening night feel carefully curated rather than simply assembled. Different sounds, different personalities, different performance styles, but one shared stage. And that is what makes a concert lineup memorable. Still, the biggest question remains Bruno himself. What happens when the lights finally come up? The answer will unfold song by song. The opening performance will establish the mood. The first major hit will test the volume of the stadium. The slower songs will create those emotional moments when tens of thousands of voices suddenly become one. And then the high-energy sections will transform MetLife Stadium into a massive party. This balance has always been one of Bruno Mars' greatest strengths. He can move from emotional vulnerability to explosive showmanship without losing the audience. 1 minute, everyone is singing. The next minute, everyone is dancing. Then the lights change. The band shifts into another groove, and Bruno takes control of the room again. That ability to control an audience is what separates a good concert from a true stadium spectacle. And Bruno has spent his entire career mastering it. There is also another important element: the band. Bruno Mars' live performances are not built around vocals and choreography alone. The musicians are a crucial part of the experience. The horns, the rhythm section, the guitar, the keyboards, the percussion. Every piece works together to create the sound that fans recognize immediately. That live instrumentation is one reason Bruno's biggest songs can feel completely different inside a stadium compared with listening to them through headphones. The music breathes. The arrangements can expand. The crowd becomes another instrument, and the performance becomes something that cannot be completely duplicated. That is why fans continue to travel across cities and countries to see Bruno Mars live. They are not simply paying to hear songs they already know. They are paying to experience those songs in a completely different environment. And tonight, that environment is MetLife Stadium. The New York metropolitan area has hosted some of the biggest concerts in music history, and Bruno Mars now adds another major performance to that tradition. For fans who have been following the romantic tour since its beginning, the US return is another milestone in the journey. For fans seeing the show for the first time, it could be the beginning of an entirely new obsession. And for Bruno Mars himself, it is another opportunity to demonstrate the evolution of his live performance. There is also something symbolic about returning home after the European and UK chapter. International tours often force artists to adapt. Different audiences react differently. Different cultures bring different energy. Different venues create different challenges. By the time Bruno returned to the United States, the show had already traveled through numerous environments. That experience can influence the way an artist performs. The confidence grows. The timing becomes sharper. The interaction becomes more natural. The production becomes more refined. And the artist begins to understand exactly which moments can turn a stadium upside down. That could be one of the biggest advantages Bruno brings into this next phase. He is not returning as the same performer who left the United States. He is returning after another major international run. He has accumulated more stadium experience, more unforgettable moments, more audience reactions, more opportunities to refine the show. And now he gets to bring all of that experience back to America. That is why tonight matters. It is not just the continuation of a tour. It is the continuation of a performance machine that has already been tested on some of the world's biggest stages. And the pressure will only increase from here. Every city will be watching. Every fan community will be analyzing the set list. Every performance will create new footage. Every guest appearance will generate speculation. And every unexpected moment will become part of the larger story. This is how modern concert culture works. The audience inside the stadium experiences the moment first. Then the internet experiences it. Then the clips circulate. Then the reactions begin. And suddenly, one night in New Jersey becomes a global Bruno Mars conversation. That cycle could begin the moment Bruno walks onto the stage tonight. And if there is one thing fans should remember, it is this: do not underestimate the first night. Opening nights often contain the kind of energy that cannot be recreated later. The artist is excited. The audience is excited. The crew is operating at maximum intensity. And everyone wants to witness history. For Bruno Mars, opening the US Leg 3 at MetLife Stadium gives him the perfect setting for that kind of moment. A huge venue. A massive audience. Two